In today's Iran, conservative and reformist forces are battling for supremacy. Attempts by reformist President Hassan Rouhani to liberalize Iran's political system and relax its strict Islamic code are met with stiff resistance. In Iran, a theocratic dictatorship, the president's power is limited by a supreme leader, an Ayatollah. The origin of Iran's current Islamic government and its antagonistic relationship with the West can be traced to the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Here's the short history. It's the 1970s. Iran's economy faltering, its self-proclaimed king, Mohammad Reza Shah, grows increasingly unpopular. Among Iran's intellectual class, he's seen as beholden to the US and Israel. A secular Muslim, his social reforms, including giving women the right to vote, put him at odds with Iran's religious leaders. They helped spread the writings and speeches of Ayatollah Khomeini, who the Shah had pushed into exile in the 1960s. From abroad, Ayatollah Khomeini fuels street protests, calling for the overthrow of the Shah. The Shah's supporters mount violent counter-protests. Iran is on the brink of civil war. Then, in early 1979, the Shah leaves Iran in what was officially described as a vacation, opening the way for the Ayatollah to return from exile to popular acclaim. 10 days later, the Shah's appointed prime minister goes into hiding, and Khomeini and his hardline Islamic supporters seize power. The Ayatollah declares Iran an Islamic republic and himself as supreme leader. As anti-Western sentiment builds, many of the country's Western-educated elite flee the country. Later that year, a group of Iranian protesters demand extradition of the Shah back to Iran so he can face trial and execution. At this time, he was in the U.S. for cancer treatment. These protesters stormed the U.S. embassy, taking 66 people hostage. A failed hostage rescue attempt results in the deaths of 8 U.S. service members. The hostages are finally released 444 days later, just minutes after a new American president, Ronald Reagan, takes the oath of office, succeeding Jimmy Carter. Since then, the hardliners have ruled with an iron hand, creating today's ongoing conflict between reformers, who would relax their country's strict Islamic social code and want better relations with the West, and the country's entrenched conservative establishment, who find those ideas at odds with their revolutionary ideals. That's the short history of the Iranian Revolution.